What's making headlines at the University of Limpopo this week is that the Limpopo provincial government and University of Limpopo hosts Africa Day. The University of Limpopo hosted its first ever Grand Master's Address. ULWASA celebrates its 17 years of growth. Social work students pledge their dedication to the profession at the oath-taking ceremony, and students gather at the UL Pond for exam prayer. These are the headlines for this week. Thank you for joining us. My name is Itumile Ndipela. Good day. The Limpopo provincial government, in collaboration with the University of Limpopo and the University of Venda, hosted an Africa Day celebration on the 24th of May at the University of Limpopo campus. Africa Day is the annual commemoration of the foundation of the Organization of African Unity on May 25, 1963. This day remains an important day for many African countries, as it creates a strategic opportunity for reflection on the journey of political freedom. It promotes social cohesion and nation building among African countries by encouraging community conversations and dialogues about contentious issues such as the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA. The celebration began at the University of Limpopo Pond with the Carnival Walk, African Flag Parade, and our reporter Kensanim Simango is at the venue to witness the proceedings.
Thank you, Indy. Today we are reporting live here at the University of Limpopo Pond on the 24th of May 2024 on the celebration of Africa Day. As you can see behind me, people are adorned in their African attires and they are looking so stunning and so beautiful. Now today we are educating an African fit for the 21st century. Stay tuned for more, and for Inside UL News, I am Kensanim Simango. Back to you in studio.
That was our reporter Kensanim Simango here on Inside UL News. The MEC for Provincial Treasury, Honorable Seaparo Sekwati, and the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of Limpopo, Professor Matlo Mokgalong, took part in the Carnival Walk as it made its way to Umkhuputse Tiro Hall. In his welcoming address, Professor Matlo Mokgalong shared his sentiments on the significance of celebrating Africa Day.
Members of the university community, members of the public here today, it's indeed a great honor for the university, and we are excited that we're given another opportunity to join hands with our provincial government to celebrate Africa Day. We've been doing this together since 2022 using this very hall. This day commemorates the birth of the African Organization of African Unity, OAU.
The MEC for Leader acknowledged prominent guests who graced the celebration. These included traditional leaders, Director General of Limpopo Provincial Government, Nabin Chabeleng, HOD and Accounting Officer of Sports, Arts and Culture, Mapula Ramakgopa, and Ambassador of Nigeria to South Africa, H.E. Alexander Tope Ajayi. In his keynote address, Honorable Sekwati alluded to the transition to freedom and democracy in South Africa.
This year's Africa Day celebration is particularly significant as it coincides with the celebration of 30 years of freedom and democracy in South Africa. Hence our theme, celebrating 30 years of freedom, building a better Africa and a better world.
It was a day filled with excitement at the iconic Umkhuputse Tiro Hall, and most of all, very educational. Our reporter, Muchabago, is at the venue to follow this report.
Thank you, Indeed, we are still at Tiro Hall. As my colleague had mentioned earlier, we are celebrating Africa Day, and joining us to share more insight about this event is the Executive Director of Marketing and Communication in the University of Limpopo, Mr. Victor Khomeswane. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Hey, good day, good to see you. Don't you just love the music?
Thank you, sir. Quickly take us through the importance of Africa Day.
Africa Day is a holiday in many African countries because that's when the Organization of African Unity was founded. It was the OAU, but until 1999, it was founded in 1963 to forge unity among Africans. It is now known as the African Union. So in many African countries, May 25 is a public holiday. In South Africa, it is not, but in the spirit of forging African or Pan-African unity, we celebrate this day. We are celebrating it today because it's easier to have it during the week, and tomorrow is a very busy day politically. But it's about teaching our young people, educating South Africans and the rest of the continent about the worth of Africans. But we do it in a fun way, which is why we take speeches and we dramatize them. We take national anthems of other countries and we make them a stage performance.
Why is it a mandate to celebrate it annually, and what is motivating you guys to keep on going and pushing?
Because repetition is important. If you look at where Africa is, Africans don't believe in themselves. And if you don't repeat the message to remind them over and over that they are worthy, they will forget. In fact, let me tell you this, as Africans, I don't even think we should have Africa Day. We should celebrate Africa every day. But because it's not realistic, we have to keep on repeating it. Because if you forget your history, if you don't celebrate it, if you don't remember audibly and loudly, people will forget, and you can't forget who you are, considering where Africa is.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
There you have it, viewers. For Inside UL, ke Mochabako Slolosa Khadima, back to you in studio.
Thank you, Muchabaka, for that insightful report. In other news, the University of Limpopo hosted its first ever Grand Master's Address. Alumni who enrolled at the university in its first 20 years from 1959 shared their experiences during their time there. The Grand Master's Address brought together young and old alumni, students, researchers, authors, business professionals, and academics. They engaged in discussions on governance, the economy, politics, and the critical challenges facing the country. The aim of the Master's Address was to foster societal development and encourage young people to take leadership roles and participate in political affairs to transform the country for the better. The Grand Master's Address featured a panel of 5 members. Dr. Maroba Jimmy Matsapola, former CEO of the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board, delivered the keynote address. The other panelists included Mr. Pandelani Nefolovodwe, chairperson of the UL Council, Dr. Arnold Msimeki, director of the Center for Student Counseling and Development, Professor Moses Bobabe, a retired social worker, and Professor Mushen Kondom, former Deputy Vice Chancellor and Vice Principal, Academic Affairs at the University of the North. In his address, Dr. Matsapola challenged the audience, especially young people, to identify their generation's mission in the face of current political and economic challenges, rising unemployment and crime.
And I will then address the challenges that our teething democracy faces and may continue to face if the progressive youth do not intervene. Hopefully, this audience, particularly the progressive youth in this audience, will find my remarks sufficiently valuable to assist them to understand what their role must be as natural agents of political, social, economic, and change and transformation. There is a profoundly moving phrase that is attributable to Frantz Fanon, and it says, and I quote, "Each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it, or betray it." Malcolm X, on the other hand, a very inspirational civil rights leader of his time, once said, "The future belongs to those who prepare for it today." Simply put, without exception, history chooses a mission for each generation. It is up to that generation to discover the mission and to either take it up or fold their arms and watch other people squander their future. Undertaking to fulfill the mission is preparing for the future today. With my remarks today, I hope to assist you in discovering the mission history has chosen for you and the progressive youth of today.
In his remarks following the keynote address, Mr. Pandelani Nefolovodwem reiterated the assertion that every society develops and brings about new relationships and is characterized by the new generation and their missions.
If I were to be understood, it continues to develop, it continues to change, and it continues to bring about new relationships. Therefore, when you deal with societal change, don't stick to what you know today. There might be other things that you may be forced to know tomorrow, because society does that for you.
In a different vein, the University of Limpopo's Women's Academic Solidarity Association, ULWASA, recently hosted a welcoming function. The event celebrated 17 years of growth and welcomed both old and new members. Aimed at empowering women in their academic and research endeavors, ULWASA provides support to female scholars during various hardships. ULWASA holds annual functions, making it a core part of their culture. Members of the University of Limpopo community and ULWASA, such as Dr. Lebogang Lerodi, Dr. Tutwani Ramavale, and many others, were present to share insights into how ULWASA has helped them achieve their current academic achievements and research success. Professor Jessica Singh, Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research, Innovation and Partnership, pointed out the importance of ULWASA in promoting gender equality in women and in scholarship.
This is how we do it, okay? So I hope you're feeling good today. You're feeling very welcome. You are part of an organization that looks after the welfare of women academics and women postgraduate students at the University of Limpopo. And the organization looks after your academic as well as your social needs. As you can see today, you are in a social environment. You're going to spend time listening to others. You're going to get some words of motivation, some words of encouragement. And that's what we are about as ULWASA.
Kuto Senyadzi, chairperson of ULWASA, elaborated further on the association's objectives and introduced scholarly and research-focused programs. Senyadzi mentioned that the association has produced approximately 10 doctoral graduates over the past 3 years.
You are not led by people who are not leading by example. No. You can see and hear about them. I used to go to Prof and say, Prof, that executive is made up of NQF level 9 and 10 people. And he will laugh and be like, Utomil. I say, Prof, look at them, all enrolled. And it's always good to say, Prof, you see the ones who just graduated, they are professors. And we have the management also. Professor Maniello is acting HOD in a department. Yes. Ms. Mautu is acting HOD in a department. Dr. Kekana is a former mentorship coordinator. She's also a HOD now in a department. So when we say ULWASA is transformative and progressive, we are not playing. We got results. We are researchers. We show you proof. Data here. Analyze it.
Let's now take a short ad break and we'll return shortly with more of your news. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for staying tuned, and if you have just joined us, you are watching Inside UL News with me, Tumilindi Pila. On May 14, 2024, the Department of Social Work held an oath-taking ceremony for social work students. The students pledged their dedication to the profession and received certificates recognizing their commitment to helping communities find solutions. The ceremony, held at the R40 Conference Hall, served two purposes. First, it allowed the social work students to publicly pledge to practice their profession with dignity and integrity. Second, it reminded them of their vow to serve the community fully by encouraging them to reflect back on their certificates when facing challenges. Our reporter, Success Muglana, is at the venue to provide us with more insights.
Indeed, we are reporting live at the University of Limpopo, R40 Conference Hall, where the Department of Social Work hosted an oath-taking ceremony. I am to be joined by Professor Rapulu, who is the head of Department of Social Work. Prof, could you please tell us what is happening today?
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As announced, I'm Professor Silaelo Frank Rapulu. I'm heading the Department of Social Work here at the University of Limpopo. Like we annually do, we take our second-year students who we train to become social workers in future, and our students who are at the exit level, those are the fourth-year students. We take them both through the oath-taking ceremony. In our profession, we believe that before one can have any contact with a client, they should first take a vow to say, I commit myself to this and that. This is what I will do, and this is what I will not do. So in our midst, we have our veterans of the Department of Social Work here at the University of Limpopo who visited us today. We have Mrs. Silwana, who taught many of social workers within the country, and also we have Mrs. J.M. Okoni as well, who taught and trained social workers in the country. We have a representation from the South African Council for Social Services Professions present in our midst. As a profession of social work, we are being regulated by the same council, so they have just invited to give us support in terms of taking our students through the oath taking or through pledge. And we also have our guest of honor, who is the acting HOD for the Limpopo Provincial Department of Social Development, Mr. Chile, who came here as well to provide us with support regarding this event. Thank you so much.
In closing, what message do you have for the public about the importance of social work?
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to maybe start by highlighting that social work is one of these noble professions, and like for those who have studied social work out there, you would remember that previously in the 1900s, social work used to be associated with charity. That is where we would provide clothes, foods, and the welfare services to people who are being oppressed and marginalized. So of late now we are confronted with contemporary issues like climate change, issues around COVID-19 that has just struck the country and beyond, issues around gender-based violence. I just mentioned few, and the profession of social work is being very responsive in terms of mitigating such kind of challenges. And amongst the things that we discover as challenges, the community I know has been lamenting about is the decolonization and the indigenization of social workers. Of social work training and practice in South Africa. I want to bring it to your attention that as the University of Limpopo, as one of the universities in Africa that are aimed at finding solutions for Africa, we are doing our level best to ensure or in ensuring that we decolonize our training here at the university so that we can prepare social workers who would be able to, assist our clients in South Africa and of course beyond the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the information, Prof. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You're welcome.
That was Professor Rapolo, the HOD of Department of Social Work, giving us an outline of what was happening today. For Inside UL News, I am Success Mutlana. Back to you in studio.
The ceremony, hosted by the Department of Social Work, featured Professor Eleanor Hendrick explaining the day's purpose. The head of the Department of Social Development addressed the nature of social work. A second-year Bachelor of Social Work student stated that the taking of the oath signifies her commitment to upholding to profession's principles and ensuring she practices social work with integrity. Our reporter Makubu Pugwani is at the venue to provide us with more insights.
Once again, we are still at the R40 conference hall. My colleagues just spoke to Professor Rapolo, who just outlined what the event is all about. And now I'm joined by one of the second level students of social work, Ntabi Seng. Ntabi Seng, tell us more about what does oath-taking mean to you?
Oh, oath-taking means a lot to me. That it means that I'm a changed person now. I have to look at things at another perspective. I have to respect people, and then I have to empathize with them. So today I feel so very overwhelmed that I got to experience this. I've been longing ever since from my first year, longing to be in this environment and learn more from those in the higher places. And I'm glad I got that opportunity.
Congratulations and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Well, that was Ntabi Seng, one of the second level students who just took an oath today. For Inside UL News, I am Makubu Pugwani.
That was our reporter Makubu Pugwani at the R40 conference hall. In other news, the Department of Nursing Science and the University of Limpopo Health and Wellness Center joined together with nursing students to celebrate International Nurses Day here at the University of Limpopo's Omkhuputse Tiro Home. International Nurses Day is celebrated annually on May 12th, the birthday of Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing. As the largest healthcare profession in the world, nurses play a vital role. They are often the only healthcare professionals readily available to many people throughout their lives. Sister Mapula Maunatlalam, who is a clinical nurse here at the University of Limpopo Health and Wellness Center, emphasized the involvement and hard work done by nurses no matter the challenges they face.
We will always implement what we're supposed to do, no matter the hardships we are going through. Nursing is a very noble profession, but much underrated by the world. So we really need to come up to say, here we are nurses. We need to be recognized like any other profession in the world.
This unique position makes nurses particularly well placed and often the most innovative in reaching undeserved or rather underserved and disadvantaged populations. Nurses are educated to understand the complex nature of maintaining health and wellness and the impact of psychosocial and socioeconomic factors such as poverty, unemployment, and ethnicity. The celebration was filled with activities and, moreover, offered professional advice and inspiration. To get more details about this story, our reporter Buhlari Gijam is at Nkgopotse Tiro Hall to file this report.
Indeed, we are reporting live from the University of Limpopo, Nkgopotse Tiro Hall, where the Nurses International Celebration Day is being held. Right now, I'll be joined by Ms. Manavela, the lecturer from the nursing department, where she's going to be telling me more about the event. Ms. Manamela, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And how are you, ma'am?
I'm good. I have a question for you, Ne. What is the purpose of today's event?
Okay, thank you so much for your question. The purpose of this event today is to commemorate the founder and the pioneer of nursing by the name of Florence Nightingale. We are celebrating this day as we modern nurses who took after her, we want to educate our children or the learner nurses about the importance of this profession of nursing. In her work, Florence Nightingale, she emphasized the importance of the environmental theory, whereby she talks about the environment where the patients should be kept. She also talked about other ethical and professional issues such as confidentiality, respect for human life. Hence, you saw us taking the oath. This oath that we took today is to revive our spirits as nurses, to say we are here to serve our community. And as lecturers, we want to instill these fine, noble skills to our students such that as they go out to the community, they represent modern nurses and not what the community say about this nursing profession. That's the main purpose of this event.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Manamela. Right now, I'll be joined by Ms. Mapa, where she's going to be telling me more about the event. Ms. Mapa, I actually want to know something about this event. How was the event, and how do you feel about it as it has now ended?
Thank you so much. I will say the event was a success. It was one of its kind. I really feel like we are re-energized, rejuvenated. We reminded each other of the nurse's role. I feel like from here we're gonna do our best. I learned, the message that I got from this event is that as a nation we should really invest in health. If we invest in health, especially the primary health care sector, we will have the economic power that we are envisaging. Thank you.
Thank you so much and good luck. Indeed, nurses deserve to be celebrated. That was it from Butlari Wakagija. Back to studio.
Florence Nightingale's greatest achievement was transforming nursing into a respectable profession for women. Just as she was known as the lady with the lamp, her legacy will forever shine. Moving on to other news, the University of Limpopo's Technology Transfer Office provided valuable education on intellectual property, IP rights and laws during the World Intellectual Property Day held at the University of Limpopo's Nkgopotse Tiro Hall. Umphile Netsuozwi, the director of Umphile Netsuozwi INC, delivered a keynote speech at the event explaining the fundamentals of IP and emphasizing the abundance of ideas among people. Professor Jessica Singh, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Research, Innovation and Partnerships at UL, also supported the event. She underscored the critical importance for students to understand intellectual property and its impact on their academic and professional work. Dr. Tembinkosi Mabilam, the director of the Department of Research, Administration Development at UL, highlighted the significance of intellectual property in research. It provides a measure of the impact of what we are doing in society and helps to avoid duplication of the same work, passing it off as a new idea, said Dr. Mabila. Our reporter Gabo Magoka is at Onkgopotso Tiro Hall to give us more updates.
Thank you in studio. We are indeed reporting live at Onkgopotso Tiro Hall in celebration of World Intellectual Property Day. With me, I am joined by Dr. Mabila. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
I hope you are doing okay.
No, we are fine. We are fine.
Please tell us, what is the mandate of this event?
The mandate of this event is the issue of celebrating World Intellectual Property Day, which is celebrated annually to sensitize community and the university environment about the need to protect intellectual property and to ensure that it is developed and taken into markets as well as commercialization.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
That was Dr. Mabila with us. Stay tuned for more.
Mr. Thabo Kgolem, who is the commercialization officer at TTO, acknowledged the presence of some of the stakeholders who graced the event. He shared his opinions on their presentations and also emphasized the role played by the organization. Our reporter is still at the venue, Tiro Hall. Gabo, over to you.
Once again, we are at Onkgopotso Tiro Hall, where the celebration of World Intellectual Property Day has just ended. With me is Mr. Thabo Kgolem. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
So tell us, what is your perspective with regards to all the presentation that were presented here today?
My perspective of the representation that were presented today is that we were mostly focused on intellectual property, and my take on intellectual property is how do you go about registering intellectual property as an entrepreneur. And also we brought the likes of CEDA, who also tell you the requirements for you to own a business as an entrepreneur. And the students also were given information on to go about opening a business account, which is mostly what we intended to have, and we in terms of this kind of presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate your time, Mr. Kgolem.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
There you have it, viewers. For Inside UL News, my name is Gabo Magoka. Back to you in studio.
We are taking another short break and we will return shortly. Thank you for staying tuned, and you are still watching Inside UL News with me, Itumeleng Dipela. It is customary that every first quarter of the year that the University of Limpopo crowns its very own Mr. and Miss Fresher, calling all first-year intellectuals, style icons, and aspiring campus leaders. TAF Realty presents the Mr. and Miss Fresher pageants. This is their chance to shine a light on their complete package: confidence, beauty, and brains. This competition goes beyond appearances, seeking well-rounded individuals who embody the spirit of our university. Through a series of challenges, contestants will showcase their wit in public speaking events, their knowledge in engaging trivia rounds, and their pose in the runway. The highlight of this prestigious event was the crowning of the new Mr. and Miss Fresher 2024-2025. Thabo Dinaka was awarded the title of Mr. Fresher, and Mulatelo Sekgopo was crowned Miss Fresher.
Ladies and gentlemen, e re ke no le bojang ka re o ka re le fela pelo. Ke nyoko e bolla ke le backstage ke a tshoa. E reng ke khutseni mo. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Fresher 2024-2025 is Mulatelo. Yo, drive baby ma. Judges.
The crown unlocks a platform for the winners, granting them a voice to advocate for their chosen causes, raise awareness for important issues, and inspire others. As the perfect platform to boost your confidence, build lasting friendships, and make a memorable entrance into campus life. In preparation for June mid-exams, the Student Representative Council hosted an exam prayer service at the University of Limpopo Pond, transforming it into a sacred space. For many students, exam prayer serves as a powerful tool in their academic journey. It becomes a way to center oneself, seeking calmness and clarity, suppressing the pressure of exams. By expressing gratitude for the opportunity to learn and trusting in a higher power, students can manage anxiety and approach the exam with a more positive mindset. The University Pond was filled with praises and thanksgiving to the Most High God. Well-known gospel musicians like Dr. Winnie Mashaba, Tagin Dome, and many others graced the attendees with powerful songs of praise, hope, and peace. To gain insights, let's head over to the University Pond, where our reporters are engaging with the gospel stars.
Thank you. Indeed, we are here at the University of Limpopo Pond, where there is examination prayer, as the students of the university are going to start their examination in a week's time. And with me, I'm going to be joined by one of the most beautiful and legends of music, Dr. Winnie Mashaba. Hi, Mama. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Tell us more about the importance. Where did you see the importance of coming here and encouraging our students?
Let me start by greeting all the viewers. It's very important. You know, it's highly important because as goals, telling you don't want to disappoint your parents, you don't want to disappoint yourselves, you want to achieve something in life, and too much pressure. And we have to pray for you so that whatever that you want to achieve in life. Remember, my generation should never be like my own generation, where I'm coming from. Through you, we are so proud that Banabarena, they love education. So it's important for us, we should support them. Through prayer. That's why we are here today. All the best.
Thank you for your time, Mama.
Pleasure.
That was Dr. Winnie Mashaba inside UL Newscast.
Thank you, Magu, for that encouraging report. Kansani, I am told you also have something for us. Over to you.
Thank you. Yes, indeed, we are still here at the pond, whereby there is an exam prayer held here at the pond. Well, prayers and praises are ushered into the throne of the Father, where students are pleading for strength to Him. Without going anywhere further, I am joined by one of the most famous artists, Tagindo. Sir, please join me. Thank you so much for having us here, and also for allowing us to have this moment with
give the student word of encouragement as they're going to write their examinations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And the reason why I'm here is because I love education. I love students, and I think I also want to be an example. I'm not just singing because I did not have an option. I studied, I graduated with distinctions. I am a qualified IT specialist. So education is very important. And I just want to encourage the students to never give up. But if they want to pass, they don't just have to pray only. They have to pray and study at the same time. Then obviously God will make their plans to prosper. So that is my encouragement. Even if you are facing a difficult module or subject, don't give up. Keep studying and keep praying that God will help you to pass that subject.
Thank you so much, sir. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. Well, there you have it. So inside UL News, I am Kensani Simanga. Back to you in studio.
Challenges are like mountains. They seem daunting at first glance. But remember, even the mightiest peaks are climbed one step at a time. You have the strength, resilience, and resourcefulness within you to conquer this obstacle. Well, that wraps up our news bulletins for this week here on Inside UL News. We appreciate you for tuning in, and remember to subscribe to our channel for more updates. Join us again next week. Go tswa go nna ga David Sapo itumleng pela. Motho wa gago ga la yele, a se nna ke sepedi se re yalo.